Indeed, being human is given, but keeping our humanity is a choice. Human has been set above all creatures on earth. Certain qualities prove their intelligence and therefore set their attitude and behavior, exemplifying against other creatures. But series of prayers has put the humanity of humans to the test. So what does it mean to be human? How do we measure the humanity of a person? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, we conclude our discussion about the adventure of Beowulf against Grendel. The two major characters in the story left us wondering of a particular point. As there is a buzz that Grendel represents more the human than Beowulf, who was hailed heroic in this story. For that, the resolution before the House today is, does Grendel the monster help us examine what it means to be human? Two groups will be debating this morning, from the affirmative and from the negative. The affirmative speakers are Lisa Ago, Yancy Patiluna, and Jessica Berhani. From the negative, we have Esteltan Longo, Ricky Manggubat, and Jeremy Polanco. Our timekeeper this morning would be Charlie Tapayan. It is also my honor to introduce to you our judges this morning. Our very own secondary school head teacher, Mr. Randy Ubani, Mr. Jason Papa, and Miss Romeline Sinubuhan. And of course, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our dear principal, Mrs. Catherine K. Oracion. For the mechanics, each team is composed of 3 speakers. Each speaker is given 2 minutes to deliver their constructive speeches and their rebuttal. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the first speaker from the affirmative.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I agree that Grendel has examined what it means to be human because he showed us his desire to revenge to the death of his father.
Thank you very much. And so we have the first speaker from the negative.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, Miss Affirmative Speaker. I beg to disagree with your point of view. I don't agree that Grendel helps us examine what it means to be human. It is because Grendel is a dangerous monster. And when we say monster, it is like wild animals. They only have one way of thinking. We all know that they are not capable of reflecting.
Noted, first speaker from the negative. We proceed to the next speakers from the affirmative.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As an affirmative speaker, I strongly believe that Grendel helps us examine what it means to be human. That's because humans have emotions that lead, Grendel has emotions that led to planning revenge onto the people who killed his father. But Miss Negative Speaker, how could you say that Grendel isn't capable of feeling?
Once again, good morning. Well, I can say that Grendel is not capable of feeling because Grendel, because when we say because humans are the ones capable of feelings, sympathy, and sympathy. And Grendel is not. And when he wants to revenge for his beloved father, he really do it without thinking straight. He even got himself killed because he wants to revenge without thinking and without taking into consideration the consequences of his actions.
But still, Miss Negative Speaker, I don't believe that Grendel is incapable of feeling because when he wanted revenge, he felt hurt. And when you're hurt, you have feelings. And when you have feelings, that means you're human. And when Grendel was hurt, that means he had feelings. And when Grendel had feelings, that means he was human.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, everyone. No, I disagree that Grendel's desire for revenge is human, because I believe that humans does not entertain any thoughts for revenge. Now, I have a question for you. How could you say Grendel's revenge is human?
I say that Grendel revenge is human because he wanted to fight for his rights and only human wants to fight for that.
I don't think revenge is human because a human was in his actions will that revenge will not happen.
Thank you. So we proceed to the third speaker from the affirmative.
Good morning, everyone. We all both know that we are different, but still we have the same needs and wants, but different ways upon achieving them. And that is all should be.
Finally, our third negative speaker.
Good morning, everyone. As a negative, we doesn't deserve for their ideas. We deserve for everything that can be private in our entire decides, that which means that can be capable as a negative. Thank you.
The claims of both sides really point. However, let me inquire more. Speakers, how can you further prove your stand based on your experiences? Shall I start with the first speaker from the affirmative?
To prove my stand, one day in the classroom, my classmate teased me, and when I got annoyed, I punched him on his face.
So you need to say that shows you the monster side of the person. I don't know if our audience agree with that or disagree. However, I would like to proceed to our first speaker from the negative.
To prove my stand, as I was standing my way to the comfort room, I heard some girls hushing and whispering. And then I continued to eavesdrop. And to my surprise, they were talking about me behind my back. And then, due to anger, I teased them back. And then I realized that I should not have done that because, as the saying goes, a tranquil mind gives life to the body, but jealousy gives rot to the bones.
Okay, so I hope that would prove more your stand. First speaker from the negative. Finally, I would like to ask another one from the negative side. Second speaker.
To prove my stand, one day, a schoolmate embarrassed me by calling me a funny name. I wanted to punch his face, but I thought against it.
So that means that you are not Grendel. You have heard the stand of our speakers, ladies and gentlemen. The resolution before the House, once again, is, does Grendel the monster help us examine what it means to be human? Each side has presented their argument, and we will let the judge commence their verdict. We hope that we answered the question what it means to be human and how human we are. Once again, good morning.